Everyone, welcome to business statistics class. So in previous video we had solved 5 problems related to probability. So in today's video we will solve some more probability problems. So the sixth question is, a fair coin is tossed twice. Find the probability that the tosses result in 2 heads, and the next sub question is, the tosses result in at least 1 head. So here in the question they have said a coin is tossed twice. So therefore the sample space is denoted by capital S, and the sample space for the given problem is head. That is, when you throw coin for the first time the result might be head, and again when you toss the coin for the second time the outcome may result again in head. So the one possible outcome is head. And when you throw a fair coin you may get first time head, and for the next time when you toss the coin you may get tail. Similarly, when you throw a coin for the first time you may get tail, and the next time when you throw the same coin you may get head, and the last sample point is tail. When you throw a coin 2 times there is a possibility that both the times the outcome may be tail. So therefore there are 4 equally likely outcomes. So these are the sample points and this is the sample space. So therefore there are 4 likely outcomes. So this is nothing but your small n, that is total number of outcomes. So let us consider 2 events. So let event A be the tosses result in 2 heads, and event B be the tosses result in at least 1 head. So for the first sub question, that is the toss result in 2 heads, there is only one favorable outcome for this event, that is head. So they have asked 2 heads. So in sample space we can see there is only one event, that is one outcome, which is 2 heads, that is head. Therefore the probability of 2 heads is m by n. Here m is just 1 and n is 4. So therefore the probability of event A is 1 by 4. So the second sub question is at least 1 head. At least means it has to have 1 or greater than 1. So here they have asked at least 1 head. So in the sample space we can see this outcome as 2 heads. Here there is 1 head, and here there is 1 head, and there is no head in this outcome. So therefore there are 3 favorable outcomes, that is head, tail and tail head. Therefore our small m is 3. Therefore probability of at least 1 head is probability of B, which is 3 by 4. Here m is 3, that is number of favorable outcomes, and n is total number of outcomes, which is 4. Therefore the probability of the result being at least 1 head in tossing a coin twice is 3 by 4. So the 7th question is, 2 fair dice are rolled. Find the probability that both the dice show number 6. The sum of numbers obtained is 7 or 10. The sum of numbers obtained is less than 11. And the last sub question is, the sum is divisible by 3. So here they have taken 2 fair dice and they have rolled. So we have to find out the probability that both the dice show number 6 on top of the surface. So first let us see the sample space. So here sample space is again denoted by capital S. So the first possible outcome can be 1, 1. So when you roll 2 dice simultaneously, so in both the dice you may get the outcome as 1 and 1, or you may get it as, in the first dice you may get the outcome as 1, and in the second dice you may get it as 2. So similarly the sample space would be 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5 up to 1, 6, and then the first die may show up 2 and the second die may show up 1. So similarly all the possible outcomes are written in the sample space, that is 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3 up to so on till 2, 6, and 3, 1 and 3, 2 and so on, 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5 and 6, 6. So therefore there are 36 equally likely outcomes. So your small n is 36. So if they are given 3 fair dice are rolled, then the outcome, equally likely outcomes would be 6 cube, because for one die the possible outcomes is 6. So we are rolling 3 dice, therefore it is 6 cube. Here we are rolling 2 dice, therefore we are taking 6 square, therefore our small n is 36. So let us consider each sub-question. So the first sub-question is, both the dice show number 6. So let us consider this as to be event A, that is event A is both the dice show number 6. So we know that there is only one possible outcome which is favorable to event A, that is this outcome, that is both the dice are showing 6. So this is our small m, that is one outcome. Therefore probability of getting 6 on both the dice is probability of A, which is m by n. M is 1 because there is only one outcome which is favorable, and we know small n is 36, therefore 1 by 36 is the probability. So the second sub question is, the sum of numbers obtained is 7 or 10. So let this be event B. So now there are 9 outcomes which result in event B. So they are 6, 1. When you add, we will get it as 7. So they have asked to find sum of numbers obtained is 7 or 10. So 5 plus 2 is again 7, 4 plus 3 is 7, 3 plus 4 is 7. These two are not the same. These are two complete different outcomes. Here, when you throw the first die, it shows number 4 on the top surface, and the second die shows number 3. In this outcome, the first die shows number 3, whereas the second die shows number 4 on the surface. So they are two different outcomes. So 5 plus 2 plus 5 is again 7, 6 plus 1 plus 6 is again 7, 6 plus 4 is 10, 5 plus 5 is 10, and 4 plus 6 is 10. So these are all the possible outcomes which result in the sum as either 7 or 10. So you can see 1 plus 3, the sum is 4, so it does not belong to this event. So similarly you have to find out the favorable outcomes. So in this question we got 9 outcomes which are favorable. Therefore small m is 9 and n is 36 again. Therefore the probability that sum is 7 or 10 is 9 by 36, which is 1 by 4. So the third sub question is, the sum of the number obtained is less than 11. So let us consider this to be as event C. So the complement of event C is, which is denoted by C dash. So they have asked sum of numbers obtained is less than 11. So they have asked less than 11. So when you take complement, it will be greater than or equal to 11. The sum should be greater than or equal to 11. And we know the highest sum that can be obtained is 6 plus 6, which is 12. Therefore, the complement is the sum is either 11 or 12, because a dice has numbers up to 1, 2 and 6. So the second dice also has numbers from 1 to 6. When you add numbers, the highest possible sum that can be obtained is 12. That is when you add 6 plus 6. Therefore, for this event, calculating the probability will be very tedious, because there are many outcomes whose result is less than, that is the sum is less than 11. Instead of that, we will take the outcomes wherein the sum is 11 or 12. Therefore, let us see the number of favorable outcomes for the complement of C, which is 3 outcomes, that is 6, 5. When you take the sum, that is 6 plus 5, it results in 11. 5 plus 6 is again 11, and 6 plus 6 is 12. So these are the only 3 possible outcomes which are favorable to event C dash. Therefore, the probability that sum is less than 11, which is probability of C, but we have taken probability C as 1 minus probability of C dash. So we have taken complement. So therefore, 1 minus 3 by 36, 3 is because we have 3 favorable outcomes and 36 is total number of outcomes. So 1 minus 1 by 12, which is 11 by 12. This is the answer of third sub question, that is probability that the sum is less than 11. This is not the answer for probability of the sum is 11 or 12. 3 by 36 is the answer for probability of C complement, whereas the required answer is 11 by 12. So the fourth sub question is, the sum of the numbers obtained is divisible by 3. So the sum is divisible by 3 if it is 3, 6, 9 or 12, obviously. So we have to find out the outcomes whose sum result in either 3, 6, 9 or 12. Therefore, such outcomes are 2, 1, when you add we will get it as 3, 1, 2, 5, 1, so when you add we will get 6, so 4, 2, again the sum is 6, 3, 3 the sum is 6, and 4, 2 is also 6, 1, 5 is again the sum is 6. Similarly, find out all the possible outcomes whose sum results either in 3, 6, 9 or 12. So therefore, there are 12 such outcomes which is favorable to event D. Therefore, probability of sum is divisible by 3 is probability of D, which is 12 by 36 or 1 by 3. So there can be n number of questions for one particular problems. All you have to do is analyze the question and try to solve it step by step. So the 8th question is, a box has 5 white, 4 red and 3 green balls. 2 balls are drawn at random from the box. Find the probability that they are, the first sub question is, of the same color and of different colors. So the box has total 12 balls, that is 5 white balls plus 4 red balls plus 3 green balls. So in total a box has 12 balls. So out of these 12 balls, 2 balls are drawn at random. Therefore, a random draw of 2 balls has 12 C2 equally likely outcomes. So we had seen in basic concepts of mathematics about the concept of combinations. So I hope you guys remember that. So here, out of these 12 balls, we are randomly picking 2 balls. Therefore, we can do that in 12C2 possible ways. That is, 12C2 is nothing but 12 factorial divided by 12 minus 2 factorial into 2 factorial. So 12 factorial is nothing but 12 into 11 into 10 into 9 up to so on till 1 divided by 12 minus 2 is again 10 factorial into 2 factorial. So this 10 and this 10 factorial gets cancelled, and 2 factorial is nothing but 2 into 1, which is again 2. So this is 2, 6 are 12. Therefore 6 into 11 is 66. Therefore 12C2 is 66. Therefore a random draw of 2 balls has 66 equally likely outcomes. So our small n is 66. So let us consider the first sub question, that is 2 balls are of the same color. So let this be event A. So we have to see those 2 balls which are drawn at random are of same colors. So this has 3 possibilities, that those 2 balls are either white balls or either red balls or green balls. Therefore, the favorable outcomes are 5C2, which means the selection are both white balls. 4C2 represents the selection are both red, and 3C2 represents the selection or the balls drawn at random are both green. Here we have taken 5 because there are 5 white balls, and out of these 5 we are taking 2 balls. Therefore R is 2 and N is 5. Similarly, there are 4 red balls and 3 green balls. So thus 5C2 plus 4C2 plus 3C2 outcomes are favorable to event A. So this is your small m, which is this value. So we have taken this addition symbol. It is because there we are drawing only 2 balls. Those 2 balls can be any of these 3 combinations. We can say those 2 balls can be white or red or green. So whenever we are saying or, we have to take it as addition, not multiplication. So or always represents for addition. Therefore the probability of event A is 5C2 plus 4C2 plus 3C2 divided by 12C2, which is our small n. So 5C2 is nothing but 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 2 factorial, which is 5 minus 2 is 3 factorial into 2 factorial. So 5 factorial we can write it as 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, or 5 into 4 into 3 factorial divided by 3 factorial into 2 factorial. So this 3 factorial will get cancelled, and 2 factorial is nothing but again 2. So 2 1s are 2 2s are, so 5 2s are 10. So this is how you have to find out the values of the combinations. So similarly 4C2 is 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 2 factorial and 4 factorial can be written as 4 into 3 into 2 factorial. So 2 factorial will get cancelled, and again we will be remaining with 4 into 3 divided by 2. So the answer is 6. So similarly 3c2, which is 3. So we had seen 12c2 as 66. So simplify. Therefore probability of A is 19 by 66 or 0.2879. Also notice that in all the probability problems that we had seen, the value of the probability will be always between 0 and 1. It will not exceed 1. If it is exceeding 1, then definitely you have done something wrong in the solution. So the next sub question is, the balls drawn are of different colors. So this is event B. So event B is the complement of event A. So in event A we had seen the balls drawn of the same color, whereas now we are considering the balls drawn are of different colors. So which is complement of event A. Therefore probability of event B is equal to 1 minus probability of A. We are taking 1 minus probability of A because event B is complement of event A, and whenever we are taking complement, it will be 1 minus of that probability. Therefore 1 minus 19 by 66, or you can take 1 minus 0.2879. So the answer is 0.7121. Therefore the probability that the balls drawn are of different colors is 0.7121. Also note, when you add these two values, you will get the answer as 1. This is because these two are complement to each other. So the next question is, 2 cards are drawn at random from a pack of cards. Find the probability that both are spades, both are kings, one is spade and the other is a heart. The cards belong to the same suit. The cards belong to different suit. So for one question there are 5 sub questions. So first let us find out small n, which is total number of outcomes. So in the question they have given, from a pack of cards, 2 cards are drawn at random. So we know in one pack of cards there are 52 cards. So out of these 52 cards, we are drawing 2 cards from that randomly. Therefore 52C2 is equally likely outcomes, that is n is equal to 52C2. So the first question is, both are spades. So the 2 cards which we draw at random, so we have to find out the probability that both the cards are from spade. So we know a pack of cards has 4 suits, that is spade, club, diamond and heart. So each suit has 13 cards. So therefore spade also has 13 cards. Let us consider event A to be both the cards are spades. So since there are 13 spades in a pack, event A has 13 C2 favorable outcomes. That is, we are drawing 2 cards at random and we have to find out probability that these 2 cards are spades, and there are 13 cards. So out of these 13 cards, we are drawing 2 cards. Therefore the number of favorable outcomes for event A is 13C2. Therefore probability of A is 13C2 divided by 15C2. So simplify this values by using the formula n factorial divided by n minus r factorial into r factorial. Here n is 13, c is 2, and here n sorry, R is 2, here N is 52 and R is 2. So I hope you guys have now understood how to find out the combination values. So when you simplify, 13C2 is 78 and 52C2 is 1326. Therefore, probability of event A is 0.0588. So the next sub question is, both the cards are kings. So let this be event B. So there are 4 kings in a pack. That is, one king is from spade, one king is from club, one king is from heart and one king is from diamond. So there are 4 kings. Out of this we have to find out the probability that both the cards drawn are king. Therefore event B has 4C2 favorable outcomes. Here 4 is number of kings in a pack and out of those we are drawing 2 cards. Therefore small m is 4C2. Therefore probability of B is 4C2 divided by 52C2. So solve for the combination values. Therefore we will get 6 divided by 1326, which is 1 by 221, which is 0.00452. Therefore the probability that both the cards are king is 0.00452. So the next sub question is, the card drawn are 1 spade and 1 heart. So we know in a pack of cards there are 13 spade cards and there are 13 heart cards. So among those they have asked us to find out the probability that one card is from spade and one card is from heart. Therefore there are 13 C1 ways for getting one spade card, and similarly there are 13 C1 ways for getting one card of heart. Therefore the total favorable outcomes is 13C1 into 13C1. So this is for spade and this is for heart. That is, out of 13 spades, one card that is drawn at random is a spade card, and out of 13 hearts, one card is drawn at random, which is a heart card. So here we have taken multiplication sign. It is because we want the probability that the card is spade and one heart. Here they have not asked it is either spade or heart. If it was, the question was the card drawn are one spade or one heart. So in such cases you have to use addition symbol. Here they have asked and, therefore it is multiplication. You have to multiply. So therefore small m is 13C1 into 13C1 divided by small n, which is 52C2, which is probability of event C. So solve it. Therefore 13C1 is 13 itself. So 13 into 13 divided by 1326, which is 13 divided by 102. Therefore the probability of getting one spade and one heart card is 0.127. So the fourth sub question is, the cards belong to the same suit. So let this be event D. So the cards should be either 2 spades or 2 clubs or 2 hearts or 2 diamonds. Thus the total number of favorable cases are 13C2 plus 13C2 plus 13C2 plus 13C2. This is for spade, this is for club, this is for heart, and this is for diamonds. That is, there are 4 suits. So here there is OR symbol because we are drawing only 2 cards and the we have to find out probability that these two cards are from same suit. So this means it can be either from spades or from club or from heart or from diamond. Therefore, probability of event D is 13C2 4 times divided by 52C2. So get the combination values and simplify. Therefore, the probability of event D is 0.2352. So the next sub question is, the cards belong to different suits. So we have found the probability that cards belong to the same suit. So for this sub question, we can take the complement. Therefore, event E is the complement of event D. Therefore, probability of event E is equal to 1 minus probability of event D. So we got the value of probability of D. So 1 minus 0.2352, which is 0.7648. Therefore, the probability that the card belongs to different suit is 0.7648. So the 10th question is, a bag has 9 tickets marked with numbers 1, 2, 3 up to 9. 2 tickets are drawn at random from the bag. Find the probability that both the numbers drawn are even, and the next sub question is, both the numbers drawn are odd. So they have said in a bag there are 9 tickets, and from these 9 tickets 2 tickets are drawn at random. Therefore our small n is 9C2. So there are 36 ways out of 9 tickets we can draw 2 tickets at random. So let us consider the first sub question, that is, both the numbers drawn are even. So the tickets are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So among these numbers, the even numbers are 2, 4, 6 and 8. So let the event A be both selected numbers are even. So out of 9 numbers, 4 numbers, namely 2, 4, 6, 8 are even. Therefore, among these 4 numbers, we are selecting 2 tickets randomly. So therefore, small m is 4C2. So those 2 tickets can be either 2 or 4 or 2 or 8. So it is at random. Therefore, we are taking combination. So therefore, probability of event A or probability of event is 4C2 divided by 9C2, which is 6 by 36 or 1 by 6. So the second sub question is, both the numbers drawn are odd. So from 1 to 9 there are 5 odd numbers, that is 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. So among these 5 odd numbers, 2 numbers are drawn at random. So those 2 numbers can be any among these 5. Therefore, small m is 5C2. The probability of getting both the numbers as odd is 5C2 divided by 9C2. So 5C2 is 10 and 9C2 is 36, which is 5 by 18 or 0.277. Therefore, the probability that both the numbers are odd is 0.277. The 11th question is, a bag contains 3 red, 4 green and 3 yellow marbles. 3 marbles are randomly drawn from the bag. What is the probability that they are of the same color? And the second sub question is, they are of different colors or one of each color. So here there are marbles of 3 colors, that is red, green and yellow. So among these marbles, 3 marbles are randomly drawn from the bag. So in total there are 10 marbles, that is 3 red plus 4 green plus 3 yellow marbles. So there are total 10 marbles. So among this we are drawing 3 marbles. Therefore our small n is 10C3. So there are 120 equally likely outcomes. So first let us consider the first sub question. So let event A be selected marbles are of the same color. So the marble drawn should be 3 red or 3 green or 3 yellow. So of the same color means all the 3 marbles that are drawn should either be red color or green color or yellow marbles. Therefore probability of event A is 3C3 plus 4C3 plus 3C3. So here 3C3 is there are 3 red balls, and out of these 3 red balls we are randomly picking 3 marbles. So that favorable outcome is 3C3, and 4C3 is for green marbles. So out of 4 green marbles, 3 marbles are randomly picked. And the next one is for 3 yellow marbles. So here we have taken OR. Therefore probability of event A is 3C3 plus 4C3 plus 3C3. So 3C3 is 1. When n and r are same in the combination, then the value will always be 1. So here n is 3 and r is also 3. Therefore we got the combination value as 1. So 3C3 is 1, 4C3 is 4, and again 3C3 is 1. So 10C3 is 120. So when you add and simplify, we will get 1 by 20, which is 0.05. Therefore the probability that selected marbles of the same color is 0.05. So the second sub question is the marbles should be one of each color. So one marble should be red color, one marble should be green color, and one marble should be yellow color. So therefore small m is 3C1, which is for red marbles, 4C1 which is for green marbles, and 3C1 is for yellow marbles. So therefore probability of marbles of different colors is 3C1 into 4C1 into 3C1. Here we have taken multiple symbol. It is because we want the probability that the marble is one from each color. They have said it has to be. It is not like it can be or it may not be. So here they have said it should be. So therefore we are taking multiplication symbol. Therefore 3C1 is 3, 4C1 is 4, and 3C1 is again 3. 10C3 is 120. Therefore 36 divided by 120 is 0.3. Therefore the probability that marbles of different colors is 0.3. So whenever in the combination, that is NCR, when R is equal to 1, then the value of the combination will be N itself. So here we can see N is 3 and R is 1. Therefore the value of the combination is N itself, which is 3 in this case, 4 in this case, and again 3 in this case. So don't get confused with this N in the combination and this N in the probability definition, that is M by N. Here this N means total number of possible outcomes and total number of outcomes. So the 12th question is, what is the probability that 4 cards drawn at random from a well shuffled pack of playing cards belong to different suits, that is one of each suit? So in the question they have given, there is a well shuffled pack of playing cards. So among these cards, 4 cards are drawn at random. Therefore, a draw of 4 cards has 52C4 equally likely outcomes. So among 52 cards, we are drawing 4 cards. So those 4 cards can be any cards from those 52. Therefore, we can do this in 52C4 outcomes. So next they have asked, among these 4 cards, we have to find out the probability that they belong to different suits or one of each suit. So in a pack of cards there are 4 suits, that is heart, club, diamond and spade. So one card has to be from each suit. So and each suit has 13 cards. Therefore the favorable outcomes are 13C1 into 13C1 into 13C1 into 13C1. So for each suit, drawing one card at random is 13C1. Therefore the probability that 4 cards of different suit are 13C1 4 times divided by 52C4. So 13C1 is 13 itself, because in the combination R is 1. Therefore 13 into 13 into 13 into 13 is 28561 divided by 52C4 is 270725, which is 0.1055. So 52C4 is 52 factorial divided by 52 minus 4 factorial into 4 factorial. So when you simplify, we will get 270725. So the 13th question is, a card is randomly drawn from a pack of playing cards. Find the probability that the card is a spade or a king, and the next sub question is a king or a queen. So from 52 cards of a pack, one card can be drawn in 52 equally likely ways. So let us consider event A as to be the card drawn as spade and event B as the card drawn as king, the card drawn as queen. So I guess the similar problem we had solved in the previous class. So here in this problem we will be trying to solve using the addition theorem. So let us see how it works. So here we have considered 3 events. So the probability of event A is 13 by 52, that is the card drawn as spade. So there are 13 spade cards. So M is 13 and N is 52. Therefore probability of A is 13 by 52. So probability of B is 4 by 52 because there are 4 kings in a pack of cards. So 4 by 52 is the probability of event B. Similarly, the probability that the card drawn as queen is again 4 by 52. So even you can take combination, which is 4C1 by 52C1, which is again 4 by 52. So there are 4 king cards in a pack. Among these we are drawing only one card at random. Therefore the favorable outcome is 4. Similarly for queen. So this should have been probability of event C. I have written it as probability of B. So make that correction. So now we can see event A and B are not mutually exclusive because the drawn card can be spade as well as king simultaneously, because in a pack, in a suit, we have king, queen, jack, ace and numbers from 10 to 1. So a spade also has a king. Therefore, a card drawn at random may be a spade as well as king. Therefore, it is not a mutually exclusive event. But you can see event B and C are mutually exclusive because the drawn card cannot be king as well as queen at a time. Thus, probability of A intersection B, which is probability of spade and king, is 1 by 52 because there is one possible outcome which is both spade and king. There is only one such card in a pack of cards which is both spade as well as king. Therefore, the probability of A intersection B is 1 by 52. So, whereas probability of B intersection C is 0 because B and C are mutually exclusive. So, the first sub question is we have to find out the probability of getting spade or king. So, we know probability of event A is the drawn card is spade and event B is the drawn card is king. So, here this is event A and this is event B, and they have asked OR, which is union, we had seen in addition theorem. So, therefore, probability of getting spade or king is probability of A union B. So, using addition theorem, we know probability of A union B is probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. So, because this is not mutually exclusive, we have the intersection term which is probability of A intersection B. So, we know the probability of A, which is 13 by 52, and probability of B is 4 by 52 minus probability of A intersection B is 1 by 52. So, solve it, we will get 16 by 52, which is 4 by 13. So, in the previous class when we had solved the similar problem, we got the same answer, that is probability of getting spade or king is 4 by 13. You can cross verify. So, the next sub question is find the probability that the card drawn is king or queen. So, king is event B and getting queen is event C. Therefore, probability of B union C is probability of getting king or queen. So, since this is mutually exclusive, by addition theorem for mutually exclusive, we have probability of B union C as probability of B plus probability of C. So, probability of B is 4 by 52 and probability of C is again 4 by 52. Therefore, probability of getting king or queen is 2 by 13. So, on the topic of probability, there can be many similar questions, and you have to analyze each and every question or sub question, and you have to understand the question and then you have to solve it. This is not like other topics in statistics, such as finding out mean, quartile deviation and all, wherein all you have to do is remember few formulas and check whether the given data is of discrete, continuous, and then you have to apply according formulas and solve. But in the concept of probability, there are many different forms of questions. Initially you may find it difficult, but when you solve more problems, it will be very easy to understand those questions and to simplify those kinds of questions. So, try to solve more problems. So, in next class we will see some other concepts of probability and related problems. So, that's it for today's class.